Hello again and welcome back. Welcome to a new class, to class number 161. Yes, we only have 35 classes left. Yes, we're slowly approaching the end of this course. Little by little, step by step, we're getting closer and closer and closer to the end. Someday we'll finish. And when I finish this program, when I finish this course, I'm finished for good. That's it. It's over. That's it. I have finished. But nevertheless, today I'm a bit hoarse. Today I'm a little hoarse. To be hoarse no es lo mismo que to be a horse. I'm not a horse. Yo no soy caballo. Yo no soy un caballo, así lo decimos en inglés. Pero sí soy afónico. Estoy afónico. Claro, sería estar. I'm hoarse. A little bit hoarse. Se escribe oarse con A intercalada, H al principio. Horse. Have you ever been hoarse? I'm hoarse today, yeah. Okay. Well, class 161, we have a lot of work to do, but the first what we need to do is to review a bit what we saw yesterday, which wasn't very difficult, just some little expressions. But let's go to camera one and let's review, shall we? All right. That's it. I've had enough. I've had it. That's it. Ya está. That's it. That is it. Pero se hace contracción obligatoriamente por tratarse de una frase hecha. That's it. Ya está bien. That's that. That's it. Ya no aguanto más. Ya, esto ya es el colmo. That's it. I've had enough. I have had enough. Also, you must make the contraction. I've had enough. Basta ya. Ya es el colmo. I've had enough. All right. That's it. Okay, so when you finish something, also when you finish something, well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. The class is over. That's it. We have finished. They're interesting little expressions that native people use that often foreigners don't understand. You remember the expression, if I give you this pen, if you ask me for the pen, he says, excuse me, Richard, can I borrow your pen for a second? Can I borrow your pen for a second? Can I borrow your pen? Pedir prestado tu boli. Usamos borrow aquí. En Spanish, oye, ¿me dejas tu boli un momento? ¿Me dejas? We say in English, ¿puedo pedirte prestado? Can I borrow your pen? I said, yeah, here you are. Here you are. Here you are. Or here it is. But it must be in here you are. Or here you go. Here you go. Here you go. All right? These little expressions are not necessarily important for you to learn to use. You will use them if you live in an English-speaking country. But it's necessary for you to understand them because native people use them all the time. If you receive visitors from abroad, these visitors will very likely use these little expressions, these little quick expressions. And if you don't understand them, you could become a bit anxious, a bit uptight, a bit worried that maybe you're missing something relevant. Of course, the expression, here you are, or that's it, is not really an important expression. However, you don't know that if you don't understand it. And so you are unsure. And it's the insecurity, the feeling of insecurity that is horrible when you're trying to use a second language, okay? So that's it. That's it. The show is over. That's it, everybody. That's it. That's that. Eso es aquello, literalmente. That's that. We use it all the time, okay? So, for example, have you translated all the letters? I've translated all of them. That's it. But I'm not going to do any more. That's it. All right. These are little expressions. If you watch movies in English and you don't understand, this happens often. Sometimes one of the reasons is because of these little expressions that you don't understand. So in fact, with my students, I don't recommend they watch movies. I recommend they watch documentaries or news programs because movies, film, cinematography, Hollywood films, or British films are just more difficult than real life. A lot of people say, a lot of English teachers tell you, watch movies in the original version. The problem is most of the movies are more difficult than real life, and they can demotivate you. They can demoralize you. You go to a movie and you don't understand. Other native people laugh and you don't understand the joke. So really, I don't recommend that you watch movies in the original version. Documentaries, yes. because the voiceover, the speakers in the documentary are more, not necessarily easier to understand, but they speak normal English. In the movies, the screenwriters, the script writers inject high impact speech. And then the directors and the actors add color and impact to the speech, often with a lot of slang, often with ups and downs in intonation. And that's difficult. In most cases, in normal life in English, people are speaking directly to you, or you're in a meeting of several people in which there's a common thread, hilo. There's a common thread of discussion, which you can follow, all right? Or even in a telephone conversation, there is a specific subject you're talking about, usually. But in the movie, no. They can lose you easily. And the actors add more color to the speech than you normally find in everyday life. So, if you watch movies in English, fine. But don't allow yourself to be demoralized if you don't understand. Because there's some movies that are really difficult to understand. Even for me, some films, especially some of the older black and white films on TV, I need to turn up the volume and pay attention because of the quality of the sound. Not because of the language, but because of the quality of the sound. So don't judge your listening comprehension skill by the result of going to a movie, because you'll probably think that your listening comprehension is not as good as it really is. All right? Now, do I have anything else to say about that's it? That's it. That's it for now. Cuando termines, ya está por ahora, por el momento. That's it for now. That's all. That's all. That's it for now. I have only 1 minute left, and I have to pass this to another teacher before I come back. So in a few minutes, I'll tell you, well, that's it. That's all for now. That's all for now. That's it for now. All right? Se acabó. De hecho, se acabó. That's it. Se acabó. No voy a seguir más. Estoy harto de esto. I'm sick and tired of this. That's it. I don't want to continue anymore. Even though I have only 20 seconds left, I don't want to continue. That's it. The party's over. So, I'll pass this program to another teacher now, and then I'll be back in about 8 minutes. So, enjoy the next teacher, and I'll see you right again.
Hello there, you're very welcome to the program, and thank you for joining us. My name is Fitz, and our guest here today is David. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Very well. Are you ready to do some reviewing?
Yes, I'm ready to do some reviewing.
Okay, so we're going to review your last class. We're going to practice the expression, that's it, in two meanings, a positive meaning and a negative meaning. Okay, so let's begin. Are you ready at home? Okay, let's go. So, David, SOS, lo estás haciendo muy bien.
That's it. You are doing really well.
Okay, so that's it in a positive sense. That's it. You're doing really well. Very good. That's it. You're doing really well. Okay, now the other meaning. Se acabó. Me voy a llamar la policía.
That's it. I'm going to call the police.
Okay, so in a negative meaning. That's it. That's it. I'm going to call the police. Okay, this has gone too far. That's it. The next one. I can't tolerate this anymore. I'm going to complain to the boss.
That's it. I'm going to complain to the boss.
Very good. Okay, that's it. I'm going to complain to the boss. I cannot tolerate this anymore. I'm going to complain to the boss. That's it. I'm going to complain to the boss. Excellent. You have solved the mathematical problem.
That's it. You solved the mathematical problem.
Okay, here in the positive sense. That's it. You've solved the mathematical problem. Okay? I've lost patience. I'm giving up.
That's it. I'm giving up.
Okay? So, that's it. I'm giving up. No more. Okay? No más. That's it. I'm giving up. Perfect. You have pronounced orange juice perfectly.
That's it. You have pronounced orange juice perfectly.
Orange
Orange
juice.
juice.
And again,
That's it. You have pronounced orange juice perfectly.
juice. Orange juice.
Orange juice.
Very good. Orange. So try this at home. It's a difficult combination of words. That's it. You've pronounced orange juice perfectly. So orange juice. That's it. You've pronounced orange juice perfectly. One more time and slowly.
That's it. You have pronounced orange juice perfectly.
And you have pronounced orange juice perfectly.
Thank
well done.
you.
Okay, and good at home. Orange juice. Okay. The next one. You have found it. It's exactly the one I was looking for.
That's it. It's exactly what I was looking for.
Okay. So if something is lost or you're trying to buy something and somebody tells you, there it is, you can say, that's it. That's exactly the one I was looking for. So one more time.
That's it. That's exactly.
That's exactly.
That's exactly what I was looking for.
Very good. Okay, so that's exactly what I was looking for. Now, are you ready for some more?
Yes, I am.
Okay, the second part of your review. Now, here we practice two things. That's it, again, but with a meaning that there is no more time. And also, that's that. Okay, so the first one, that's it. For example, I paid €100 for these concert tickets and the show lasted just 25 minutes. Is that the end?
Okay.
So I paid
I paid
€100.
I paid €100 for one ticket,
Okay,
or for the tickets, and the concert lasted 25 minutes.
okay.
Is that it?
Is that it? Very good. So is that it? Is there no more? Is that it? Okay. We don't have time for any more questions. It's the end.
We don't have time for any more questions. That's it.
That's it. Okay, so practice at home. We don't have time for any more questions. That's the end. And you can say, we don't have time for any more questions. That's it. So there's no more time. Okay. I have finished the translation list.
I have finished the translation list. That's it.
That's it. Okay, so no more. Now, that's that. No lo voy a hacer y no hay más que hablar.
I'm not going to do it, and that's that.
Okay, very emphatic. I like it. Can you say it again? Very emphatic.
I'm not going to do it, and that's that.
Very good. So I'm not going to do it, and that's that. No more. Okay, no argument. I'm not going to answer any more of your questions.
I'm not going to answer any more.
Answer.
I'm not going to answer any more of your questions, and that's that.
Very good. Okay, I like the emphasis. Okay, I'm not going to tell him again.
I'm not going to tell him again, and that's that.
Okay, very good. Now, for you at home, a short and simple one. I won't go. Good. Okay, can you try it? I won't go.
I won't go, and that's that.
And that's that. Okay, I refuse to see them.
I refuse to see them, and that's that.
Good. Okay, I'm going to tell him to shut up.
I'm going to tell him.
So
I'm going to tell him to shut up, and that's that.
And that's that. Okay, so try that at home. I'm going to tell him to shut up, and that's that, with a lot of emphasis. Okay, she doesn't believe us. She doesn't believe us.
She doesn't believe us, and that's that.
And that's that. Okay, now, that's it for today. That's it, and that's that. So thank you for watching. Keep practicing, and see you very soon. Bye-bye.
All right, welcome back. To draw up, to draw up. Let's look at this phrasal verb or compound verb, to draw up, a very important verb. Let's go to camera number 1, please. Okay, to draw is dibujar. To draw. Draw también es sacar. Cuando sacas agua de un pozo is to draw the water from the well. So draw has two basic meanings. Of course, the most important is dibujar. Draw a picture of Maria. Draw, to draw. Okay? Now, to draw up is different. To draw up is elaborar, confeccionar, preparar un documento. Escrito, to draw up. O una serie de directrices, reglas to draw up. To draw up a document. To draw up a will. La última voluntad y testamento, mi testamento. I'm going to change my will, or I'm going to draw up a completely new will. All right? To draw up a list of grievances. Lista de reivindicaciones. Hay que elaborar dicha lista, ¿no? You can, grievance, grievance, escrito, grievance is reivindicación. And if you work in a factory, for example, and you're a member of the union, maybe one of your jobs is to draw up a list of grievances, to draw up a platform. If you work in a campaign, you need to have a platform, what you want to achieve. If you're elected, and that's your platform, what you propose, the propositions that you have, your political party or your group, okay? And you draw up a list of propositions in this case, or maybe a list of proposals if it's not a political campaign, okay? To draw up some proposals, to draw up a list of ideas. You know, if you attend a brainstorming session, now you say in Spanish, tormenta cerebral, tormenta de cerebros. It's when you're thinking up ideas, thinking up, ideando ideas, valga la redundancia. You draw up, one person is making a list of the ideas, and finally they draw up a final document and have a next meeting to analyze those ideas, okay? To draw up a document. Now, if you use a pronoun, you put the pronoun in the middle. When did you draw up this document? When did you draw this document up? If you're using a noun, it can go in the middle or afterwards. When did you draw up this method? When did you draw this method up? Now, if you use the pronoun, no, it's in the middle. I drew it up in the 1980s. I drew up the Vaughan method in the 1980s. I drew it up alone, by myself. I didn't look for help from anybody, okay, to draw up. How long does it take to draw up a will? I don't know. I think some wills are long, some wills are relatively short. A will, una voluntad, o sea, el testamento. How long did it take me to draw up my will? I didn't draw my will up. A lawyer drew it up for me on the indications I gave him. He drew up the will in Texas. My will was drawn up in Texas to draw up. To draw up documents, for example, did you draw up the report? Yes, I drew it up. When did you draw it up? I drew it up last week. How long did it take you to draw it up? It took me only a couple of hours to draw up this document, okay? And how long did it take you to draw up this list of different options? Well, it took me about 20 minutes only to draw up this list of options, okay? And did you draw it up last night or did you draw it up this morning? I drew it up this morning. You also say to redactar un documento. To redactar realmente is to write the document, but really we usually say to draw up. Elaborar, confeccionar, redactar. Okay, is to draw up. Cuando es un documento, una lista, unas propuestas, unas opciones, to draw up. All right. Ahora, la redacción misma is the writing. Okay, mejor tu inglés para redactar mejor en inglés, to write, not to draw up. To draw up implica la elaboración completa, de cabo a rabo de un documento, to draw up. All right, and when in my job, sometimes I need to draw up proposals, not very often. I have delegated to other people the drawing up of proposals. The people in the sales department, they visit a client, especially corporate client. They see the needs and they discuss the needs with the human resources department. And then they go back to the office and draw up a proposal. They draw up a proposal, which includes an estimate of the cost, okay, to draw up a proposal. And then there are other types of documents in which you need to draw up a tender. A tender, que suena tierno, tender es una propuesta para concurso público, licitación. And you can draw up the bid or the tender. And you need to draw up a lot of different documents for that usually. is very complicated to draw these things up. To draw up. Remember, to draw is dibujar. Some people know how to draw very well, other people don't. The past tense is drew, D-R-E-W, drew, which, by the way, is also the name, a man's name in English. There's a person in Vaughan whose name is Drew Crosby. His first name is Drew. I have known several people whose names is Drew, okay? And that's the past tense of the verb to draw. I drew up a very important proposal yesterday. I drew it up after lunch in the afternoon, all right, to draw up. And then, of course, the participle is drawn, D-R-A-W-N. Have you ever drawn up a proposal? Have you ever drawn up a list of grievances? Have you ever drawn up a list of options? Have you ever drawn up a list of desires or a list of dreams you have to draw up? Have you ever drawn up a document? How long does it take to draw up a one-page proposal? How long does it take to draw up a CV, to prepare your CV? So to draw up is a very important phrasal verb. We use it all the time. The American Constitution was drawn up in 1787. The American Declaration of Independence was drawn up in 1776. The Spanish Constitution was debated and drawn up in 1978, I believe. 1977 and 1978. As I told you beginning, I'm losing my voice. I don't know if I'll be able to give the class tomorrow. Maybe not. I'll draw up a list of problems I have with my voice. I'll see you in a few minutes. All right, we have 1 minute. Okay, to draw up. To draw up is elaborar, confeccionar, redactar, preparar una lista, to draw up a list. The translation lists that I use, I drew them up in the late 70s, early 80s, and then another set of lists, I drew them up in the early 1990s. I haven't drawn up a translation list lately. I haven't created many translation lists lately because I don't have time, but I enjoy drawing them up. Yes. Have you drawn up your will yet? Have you drawn up your will yet? Many people never draw up a will. If you don't draw up a will, el fisco, the tax man, will get more of your money than heirs or your family. So you need to draw up a will as soon as possible. I'll be back in just a few minutes.
Hello everyone, I'm Natasha, your teacher for today and for this block. With me is a very, very, very special student. I'm sure you all know her. Her name is Marina. How are you, Marina?
Very well, thank you. And you?
I'm great. Are you ready to practice?
Oh, yes.
Did you study for today?
Well, on my way to the studio, I was listening to an audiobook.
Okay, good. And what else have you done this week to practice your English?
Listening to the radio,
Good.
reading, surfing the web.
Wow, many things.
Many things.
Very good. Very good. Okay, so as you know, Marina just said, you have to make the most of time. So if you're in your car, you have to turn on the radio. If you're in the metro, you read a book and so on, okay? Okay, as you know, we're going to focus on a very, very important phrasal verb today, which is to draw up. Let's see if Marina knows the meaning of draw up and if she knows the translation. What's draw up, Marina?
Escribir or to
redactar. Exactly, okay, to draw up. And you especially use it like to draw up a document, to draw up a will. What's a will, Marina?
Un testamento.
Very good. You use that verb very often with wills, okay? So to draw up a will, to draw up a contract, to draw up a document, to draw up a report, okay? In order to practice this, okay, I'm going to ask you and Marina many different questions. I'm going to get you to ask me many different questions. But remember, you always have to practice things out loud because it's the only way to practice a language, okay? All right, because draw is irregular, the first thing we're going to do is practice it in the base form, the past simple and the present perfect with the past participle, okay? So let's start. Marina, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, every day I draw up a contract. Yesterday?
I drew up a contract.
Very good. And lately?
Lately, I've drawn up a contract.
Perfect. Okay, so every day I draw up a contract. Yesterday I drew up a contract. Careful with the pronunciation. Drew, okay? I drew up a contract, and lately I've drawn up a contract. Okay, let's start with the questions. Okay, you ready? Did you draw up the report yesterday?
Yes, I drew up the report yesterday.
Very good. Yes, I drew up the report yesterday. Okay, at home, the next question is for you. Did you draw it up on Tuesday? And say no. Did you draw it up on Tuesday? Very good. No, I didn't draw it up on Tuesday. Okay, Marina, what happens if we use a pronoun with this verb? What happens?
You have to put the pronouns between the verb and the particle.
And the preposition, exactly. Perfect, okay? So, I drew up the report, but if we use the pronoun, we have to separate the verb and the preposition and put it in the middle. No, I didn't draw it up on Tuesday, or whenever, on Tuesday or on Wednesday or whenever, okay? Let's ask Marina the next question. When did you draw it up?
I drew it up on Monday.
Very good. I drew it up on Monday. And very good, because you remembered to put the pronoun between the verb and the preposition, okay? So I'll ask you at home as well. When did you draw it up? Very good. I drew it up on Monday. I drew it up on Wednesday, okay? All right, the next one is from Marina. You ready? Did she draw up her divorce papers last week?
Yes, she drew up her divorce papers last week.
Very good. And one more time.
Yes, she drew up her report or
her
divorce
divorce
papers last week.
Very good, very good. At home, repeat the same sentence. Very good. Yes, she drew up her divorce papers last week. Okay, Marina, say the same thing but with a pronoun.
Yes. She drew it up.
She drew them.
She drew them last week. Up. Oh my goodness.
Don't worry.
What's a little mess. She drew them up last week.
Very good. She drew them up last week. Okay, next question for you, okay? Ask me if the lawyer has drawn up the will yet.
Has the lawyer drawn up the will yet?
Very good. Has the lawyer drawn up the will yet? Yes, he's already drawn it up, okay? The next one is for you at home, okay? Ask me if I think drawing up a new contract is worth it. I'll repeat. Ask me if I think drawing up a new contract is worth it, okay? Let's ask Marina what this means, to be worth it.
Valer la pena.
Very good. You're a very good student, okay? So at home, ask me. Very good. Do you think drawing up a new contract is worth it? Marina, can you ask me the same question?
Do you think drawing up a new contract is worth it?
Very good. Yes, I think it's worth it, okay? The next one is for you, Marina, okay? Did the man draw up a new will before passing away?
Yes, the man drew up a new will before passing away.
Very good, okay? Yes, the man drew up a new will before passing away. Okay, the next one is for you at home, okay? Ask me if the documents were drawn up on the spot. Ask me if the documents were drawn up on the spot. Let's ask Marina before you ask me what on the spot means.
On the spot means en ese preciso instante.
Exactly, without any preparation, on the spot, okay? So at home, ask me. Very good. Were the documents drawn up on the spot? Yes, they were, okay, for example. Okay, Marina, the next one is for you. Did he draw up the new contract before hiring him?
Yes, he drew up the new contract before hiring him.
Very good. Yes, he drew up the new contract before hiring him. Okay, the next one is for Marina as well because she's doing such a great job, okay? Ask me if they've ever drawn up a proposal to change the process.
Have they ever drawn up a proposal to change the process?
Very good. Have they ever drawn up a proposal to change the process? At home, repeat. Very good. Have they ever drawn up a proposal to change the process? Yes, they have, for example, okay? The next one is for you at home. Would you like to read the contract after we draw it up? Would you like to read the contract after we draw it up? Very good. Yes, I'd like to read the contract after you draw it up, okay? Let's see if Marina can repeat the same sentence.
Yes, I would like you to know.
No, I'll ask you the question
okay.
again, okay? Don't worry. Would you like to read the contract after we draw it up?
Yes, I would like to read the contract after you draw it up.
Very good. And if you contract?
Yes, I would like. I'd like to you to read the contract.
No, I'd like to.
I'd like you.
I'd like. We're getting muddled
Oh yes,
up.
a little bit. I'd like to read the contract before you draw it up.
After you draw it up.
After you draw it up.
Exactly. It's very clear. Okay. It doesn't matter. But the thing is, she used the phrasal verb correctly, which is the main point of the class. Okay. So yes, I'd like to read the contract after you draw it up, okay? The main thing here was that she was using the phrasal verb draw up, okay? And the other main thing here is that she remembered that when we use a pronoun, we split up the phrasal verb, we split up draw and up, and we put the pronoun in the middle. Okay, thank you very much, Marina. You did a great job. And thank you at home. Remember to study, to review, and practice as much as possible. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Welcome back. Translation list, and an important one. Not very easy, so let's quickly go to camera 1 and start, please. Okay, siempre he tenido un alto concepto de tu compañía. I've always had a high regard for your company. A high regard for is a high opinion of. Learn these two expressions. Un alto concepto, a high regard for, a high opinion of. I have a high opinion of Maria. I have a high regard for Maria. Okay? And in this case, siempre he tenido un alto concepto de tu empresa. I've always had a high regard for your company. Number 2, lo cubrí para que nadie lo viera. I covered it. El enlace de palabras aquí, lo cubrí. I covered it para que nadie lo viera, so that nobody could or would see it. I covered it so that nobody would see it. I didn't want anybody to see it, so I covered it. I covered it so that nobody would see it. Tengo una reunión prevista para mañana. I have a meeting scheduled for tomorrow. I have a meeting scheduled for tomorrow. In British and Irish English, I have a meeting scheduled for tomorrow. The first 3 letters. In British English, schedule. In American English, schedule. You decide which you like the best. I have an important meeting, or I have a meeting, it's not important here in this sentence, scheduled for tomorrow. An alternative is I have a meeting set, S-E-T, it's very easy. But it's more common to hear scheduled. All right. ¿Por qué fijas las reuniones con tanta antelación? Why do you set meetings so far in advance? Why do you schedule meetings so far in advance? Yeah. I received a telephone call from a manager who set a meeting for next May, and that's a long way off. My God, 3 months. And I said, why do you set meetings so far in advance? He said, well, my agenda is very full. My diary is very complete. And I need to set my meetings far in advance. ¿Por qué fijas las reuniones con tanta antelación? Why do you set meetings so far, tan lejos, in advance? Yo espero que tu memoria no te falle. I hope your memory doesn't fail you. Sometimes my memory fails me. Sometimes I forget things. And I hope your memory doesn't fail you either. I need you to be my memory. I don't trust my memory, but I trust yours. You're young. Young people have good memories. Old people like me, We forget things. Yeah. It's part of dying. We're slowly dying and losing brain cells. So we're starting to forget things. Espero que tu memoria no te falle. I hope your memory doesn't fail you. Sé las reglas del juego mejor que la mayoría. I know the rules of the game mejor que la mayoría. Better than most. Better than the majority, pero no lo decimos. Better than most. I know the rules of the game better than most. The rules of the game, las reglas del juego, the rules of the game, the rules of the game. I know the rules of the game better than most. Déjame un día para investigar el asunto, por favor. Today my Spanish is not very good. Déjame un día para investigar el asunto. Give me a day to look into the matter. To look into. To look into. To look into. To look into. Es investigar. Cuando es un asunto. To investigate is for detectives or for the police. All right? And to research is scientific or technological. Okay? Or sociological. Research. Okay? But to look into es un asunto. Pues no llegó el profesor hoy a clase. ¿Ah, sí? Pues lo voy a mirar, lo investigo y te llamo mañana. Te llamo en cuanto sepa algo. I'll look into it. I'll, siempre en futuro en inglés. I'll look into it and get right back to you. The teacher didn't show up for class? Oh, sorry, my God. Did the teacher did they stand you up? He stood you up? Well, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Look, I'll look into it and get back to you. I'll look into it and get back to you. Déjame un día para investigar el asunto. Give me a day. Give me, we say dame un día, no déjame un día in English. Give me a day to look into the matter, okay? Hemos ido allí 3 años seguidos. We've gone there 3 straight years. We've gone there 3 years in a row. We've gone there 3 consecutive years. Yeah. There are 3 ways of saying seguidos. 3 consecutive years, 3 straight, literalmente recto, 3 rectos años, 3 straight years, y 3 años en una fila, 3 years in a row. Which is more common? 3 years in a row. We've gone there 3 years in a row. We've gone there 3 straight years. The least common is the Latin term consecutive. Okay, me veré obligado a cambiar de proveedor. I'll be forced to change suppliers. If you don't improve the quality and the delivery dates, I'll be forced to change suppliers. I'll be forced to change suppliers, okay? If you don't do something, okay? To change suppliers, cambiar de proveedor. En inglés, cambiar proveedores. Cambiar de lado, to change sides. O sea, en plural. Cambiar lados, literalmente. Cambiar de mano, to change hands. Cambiar de sitio, to change places. All right? To change. Then to cambiar de proveedor, to change suppliers. I'll be forced. Me veré obligado. I'll be forced. Literalmente seré o estaré forzado. I'll be forced to change suppliers. I'll be forced to change suppliers. Sé por tu acento que no eres español. I can tell, I can tell, I can tell, I can tell. I can tell by your accent that you're not Spanish. I can tell by your accent that you're a foreigner. Yeah. I can tell, I can tell, I can tell. Se dice muchísimo en inglés esto. I can tell is lo veo, lo percibo, lo cato, lo huelo. I can tell. Lo constato. I can tell. I can tell by your accent that you're not Spanish. Voy a asistir en nombre del Club de los Cazadores. Wow. I'm going to attend the meeting on behalf of the Hunters Club. Yeah. On behalf of is en representante, en representación de. Estoy aquí en representación de Vaughan Systems. I'm here on behalf of Vaughan Systems, not on behalf of the Hunters Club in this case. Okay. I'll be back in a few minutes to close the program.
Hello and welcome to the final part of class number 161. As you know, my name is Kyle, and I'm here today with Juan. Juan, how are you?
I'm okay, Kyle. How are you?
Great, great. I'm glad to be filming with you because this is the first time we've been together,
It's true.
right? It's great, great. So thanks for coming.
No, thank you.
Okay, so Juan, we're going to start today with our 5 words of vocabulary. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay, and at home? All right, that's the attitude. Let's go, let's do it. All right. The first word is lujo. Lujo.
Luxury.
Luxury, right? Luxury, luxury. And how do we change that into an adjective?
Luxurious.
Luxurious, yes, yes. Luxurious. Like a Rolex is quite a luxurious watch, right? Okay. Regen. Oh, regen, right? Regen.
Ren.
Thank you. Rehen.
Hostage.
Better. Hostage. Hostage. I need some Spanish classes as soon as this thing's done, I think, right? Hostage, yes. Hostage. Have you ever been taken hostage?
No. Thankfully not.
Thank God, right? You've never been taken hostage.
No.
We use the verb to take. Have you ever taken anyone hostage?
No, I've never done it either.
Okay. Good, good, good. Cera. Cera.
Wax.
Wax, exactly. Like a candle is made of wax, right? Wax. Adolescente.
Teenager.
Teenager, exactly. So when do you stop being a teenager?
When you're 20.
When you're 20, exactly. So if the year ends in teen,
You're
if
a teenager.
if your age ends in teen, then you're a teenager, right? So it's very logical. 13 up to 19, right? Mm-hmm. Finally, we have olas.
Waves.
Waves, perfect. Waves on the ocean, right? And we also have the verb to wave, right? We can wave to everyone at home. See, to wave, right? But yes, on the ocean, waves. So we have the V sound. Say it again.
Waves.
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 Yeah, 1 wave, 2 waves. Very good. All right, are you ready for our translation list?
Sure, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Okay. Siempre he tenido un alto concepto de tu compañía.
I've always had a high regard of your company.
I've always had a high regard
For your company.
for, yeah, not of, but for. I've always had a high regard for your company. Yeah. Have you always had a high regard for this course since you started seeing it on television? Have you had a high regard for it?
Yes, I've always had a high regard for it.
Good, excellent, good answer. To have a high regard for something. Okay. Number 2. Lo cubrí para que nadie lo viera.
I covered it so that nobody could see it.
Yeah, I covered it so that. I like this expression, para qué, so that. So that. A lot of my students don't use this enough, but native speakers use this all the time. So that. Para qué. Para qué, right? So that. I bring an umbrella so that I can stay dry. It's kind of like saying because it allows me to, right? So that. Para qué. Do you have a cell phone?
Yes, I have a cell phone so that I can phone my wife or whoever.
Or your friends, or your boss, or your colleagues, or your teacher, or whoever, right?
Exactly.
So that. So I have a phone so that I can call my friends, for example. Okay. Tengo una reunión prevista para mañana.
I have a meeting settled for tomorrow.
I have a meeting, what?
Settled for tomorrow.
I have a meeting, let's say, scheduled. I have a meeting scheduled for tomorrow.
I have a meeting scheduled for tomorrow.
Good, good. At home, I have a meeting scheduled for tomorrow. Now you're doing great, Juan, but I'm going to send this to the people at home, all right? To all the viewers. ¿Por qué fijas las reuniones con tanta antelación? All right, so how would you say that? Can you help them out, Juan?
I'd say something like, why do you set up meetings so much in advance?
Why do you set meetings so far in advance? Yeah, we wouldn't say so much in advance, but so far in advance. In advance. Why do you set meetings so far in advance? I don't know. Ask me again.
Why do you set meetings so far in advance?
In advance, right? Yeah. Do you set meetings really far in advance?
No, I don't normally set meetings very far in advance. I normally don't know what I'm going to do in 2 weeks' time.
All right. Yeah, yeah. It's the same. I'm a bit disorganized when it comes to setting meetings, but it's good to set them in advance. Okay. Espero que tu memoria no te falle.
I hope that your memory, I don't know how to say it really.
I hope that your memory doesn't
Fail?
fail or
Okay.
fail you. I hope that your memory doesn't fail you. Your memory. Memory. I like that word. Say that whole sentence again.
I hope that your memory doesn't fail you.
Yes, memory, memory. I hope that your memory doesn't fail you. Yes. Okay. Si las reglas del juego mejor que la mayoría. Bueno, sé las reglas del juego mejor que la mayoría.
I know the game rules better than most of the people.
I know now here, instead of the game rules, we would say it
The rules
almost
of
the
the game.
Spanish, yeah, almost the Spanish way.
Okay.
I know the rules of the game
Better than most of the people?
better than la mayoría, better than most.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I know the rules of the game better than most.
better than most. Yeah,
Okay.
I know the rules of the game better than most. Okay. Déjame un día para investigar el asunto.
Let me a day to investigate the issue.
Déjame. Now, dejar, okay, to let, but in English we would say darme, essentially.
So give me a day to investigate the issue would be, or the
The
matter?
issue, the matter. Now, what's a phrasal verb for investigate?
To find out.
Well, that's what you hope to do, but we say to look into, right?
Okay.
So give me a day to look into the matter, right? Okay. Hemos ido allí 3 años seguidos.
We've been.
Hemos
We've-
ido.
We have gone there 3 years in a row.
We've gone there 3 years in a row. Very good. Me veré obligado a cambiar de proveedor.
I will have to change my supplier.
I'll have to change. Me veré obligado. I'll be
Obliged to change.
forced to.
Okay.
Obliged to or forced to change my supplier. Were you forced to come here today?
No, I wasn't forced to come here today.
Okay, good. I'll be forced to change suppliers. Great job, Juan. We're out of time. And great job to you at home. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Okay, one more class out of the way. We need to slowly get classes out of the way and move forward in the right direction towards the end of this course. I think we only have about 34 classes left, not too many, only about 34 classes left, but that's still quite a few. So we still have quite a few classes left. You still have a lot of effort left. You have a lot of studying left to do. So we all have a lot of things left to do. We're not that close yet to the end. So don't start counting your lucky stars. And we haven't reached the final countdown yet. It's the final countdown, but we haven't reached that yet. We're still in the middle of the part that's near the end. Okay, there's a lot of work to do. There's always a lot of work to do if you want to speak well. Even in your own language, you need to make an effort for your communication skills. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.